Let's move to our next management conversation. Birlasoft came up with a good revenue number for the first quarter. Margins also expanded to above 15%. Profits saw good growth as well. Let's straight away take the conversation to Angan Guha, Managing Director and CEO of the company. Mr. Guha, thank you for joining in. So I think the street is looking at your top line growth. X of this $2 million termination fee that you had, that's a one-time gain that you had in Q1. X of that, I think the top line growth is 1.7%, which isn't bad in the current environment where we see a lot of IT companies really struggling. A lot of your individual verticals like BFSI manufacturing, they've also grown. The question is what next as you sort of look forward in the future? What are clients telling you? Because the deal win number, at least, that's not been very, very great. So tell us what's the lay of the land as you see it.
Yeah, thank you, Survi, and thank you for having me on the show. So look, we had a good quarter. I mean, good quarter on both aspects, right? Like you said, the revenue 1.7% outside of the 2 million, but including the 2 million, about 3.1% growth. And for the first time, we've crossed the 150 million mark. Similarly, on the margins, I mean, I think that's a even greater story because we've been able to expand margins by 168 basis points. So look, we will continue our focus on execution. I know the deal inflow was a little soft, but that is only because some of the decisions got pushed out to the future quarters. We didn't lose any deals, right? Our pipeline continues to be very strong. And if you really think about it, Survi, if you look at the last 3 quarters and look at signings from a 3-quarter perspective, you'll realize that we have had significantly strong quarters in 4Q of last year and 3Q of last year. So in a combination of 3 quarters, I think we are feeling a little bit more comfortable and confident of continuing the growth momentum. Now, how much growth is hard to predict because the uncertainty still continues.
Mr. Guha, but sorry, so you're just saying because deal signings, that's what markets are worried about, right? Could you give us some idea? I mean, I know it's hard, as you said, the environment perhaps is a little uncertain. But just some idea about where that number would track, in your opinion, through the rest of the year?
So, Prashant, I feel, our deal signings will only improve from here, right? The first quarter is a little soft. It traditionally is a little soft. But based on the pipeline that we have and what we know today, based on the client conversations, I'm getting a good feeling that our 2Q numbers, even on deal signings, will be better than 1Q.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Guha. Good morning. I think you had a target earlier that by the end of this year, you want to take margins towards a 16% odd mark. So is that still on? Can you do it a little earlier? Point number 1. Point number 2, attrition, well, it's come down a little bit, but it's still relatively higher. Where do you see that number plateauing out?
So, Nigel, first of all, on the margin front, again, like I said, we delivered outstanding margins this quarter, and we will continue to focus on execution. The rigor on execution is now becoming table stakes as far as Birlasoft is concerned. We are still committed to exit 4Q with a 16% margin. And mind you, we will do a salary revision starting the 1st of September. So considering all of that and the fact that 3Q will have a little bit of furloughs, we still are very confident that we will exit 4Q with 16% plus EBITDA. Now, I can't give an exact number, I'm sure it's a little hard to predict an exact number, but 16+% of EBITDA is what we are comfortable with. As far as attrition is concerned, it's come down. We will continue to focus on employee policies. Like I said, we are doing salary hikes. We are giving promotions to our people. And I see that number trending down.
Okay, all right. So you are confident of exiting the year at 16%. Your shareholders will really like the sound of that. Just to go back to deal wins and the pipeline in the future, can you give us some more color? I don't know if it's possible if you can even project what could be a sustainable revenue run rate. But if you can't give us a number, then at least some more guidance, because both banking and manufacturing, both these verticals did well for you. So you mentioned there are some delays. Where might the clients start actually signing the deals a little quicker in terms of which sectors? What exactly are they saying?
Yeah, so BFSI will continue to grow. So will manufacturing. And what is heartening for us is even the life sciences business will bounce back. Now, whether it bounces back in Q2 or Q3, I'm not too sure. But based on the pipeline, it suggests that it will bounce back sooner rather than later. Look, we've got a good pipeline in all our sectors, right? Whether it is financial services, whether it's ENU, whether it is life sciences or manufacturing. Now, the trick would be to convert the pipeline, but the pipeline is growing.
I'm sorry, we're all pressing on that same point. But new deal wins last quarter were $114 million. It's come in at 80. Renewals were 172. That's come in at 66. So these are sharp quarter-on-quarter. There's a sharp deceleration, and hence the reason. But you're saying that Q2 onwards it will pick up. I mean, this is perhaps the bottom.
Yeah, Q2 onwards it will definitely pick up, Prashant. But again, when you're quoting the numbers for the quarter, and I appreciate what you're saying, and that's the right way to project it, but you must always look at signings over a period of time because customer decisions are not in our hands. We can only look at increasing our pipeline and working with clients to get the orders signed quicker, and that is what we'll be focused on. But you're right, our Q2 will start looking much better, even from a signings perspective.
Okay, all right. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us, and we wish you all the best of luck. Speak with you soon again. Thank you very much. That's Birlasoft there. 405 numbers are good. Maybe deal pipeline perhaps coming in. Not deal pipeline, deal signings, a little bit of a disappointment.